कसम खा के बोलो।
He's still coming.
He's giving us the मेरे कसम
I don't lesson.
Don't cry. Excuse me.
यार आगे भाई क्या कर रहा है
But you push his drink, babe.
ओके चलो ना प्लीज आशीष चलो कल मिल मेरे को आशीष विजय कल मेरे को मिल भाई तेरे को बताता हूँ
Skinny, you give us some compliment. I told you, babe. I told you. I told you. Don't fall for it. Doing all this shit. I told.
Good evening. This video today has shocked the nation, or at least has got us hooked to this story. A case of a bunch of rich people brandishing a gun, abusing and fighting outside a 5-star hotel in the national capital. This incident took place over 60 hours ago, viewers. The man in pink pants with that pistol is walking around threatening people, and he is still absconding 60 hours on. His name is Ashish Pandey, a real estate businessman from Lucknow who is a regular at this Delhi 5-star hotel. His father is a former BSP MP. His brother is a current MLA. Now, after two groups got into a verbal fight, this is how the VVIP brat responded. It's the typical of the VVIP mindset that you see around in our country, especially in many parts of northern India. मैं लखनऊ से हूँ, तू जानता नहीं मेरा बाप कौन है. I can get away with anything. 19 years ago, similar arrogance and lack of fear of the law got Jessica Lal murdered. A rich man with powerful connections and a licensed gun. Thankfully, this time there weren't any casualties. But it could have been any one of us walking in and out of that hotel. Any one of us having dinner at that hotel with our families, exiting, getting caught in this fight. And I want to highlight something else here. The response of the security staff and the hotel staff. Look at the visuals again. Look at the number of the security men or hotel staff men standing there. They're standing and watching as this happens, except one man who tries to come and stop. Then the accused friend comes and he tries to drag them away. None of them are attempting to take the gun away or take this man out of that entire scene. Why don't they do that? How did he, to begin with, get this gun inside the hotel premises? If it was in his car, how did that car get through the security of this hotel? With all the technical equipment that's present, with all the checking that happens at hotels, with the mirrors to look under your cars and the sniffer dogs, how was this VVIP allowed to go in with a gun? Why didn't the hotel staff then inform the police after the incident took place? It was only after this video went viral and a complaint was filed. This could happen to any one of us, viewers. Anybody who even brushes your shoulder as they walk by, but then turn around in anger and point a gun at you. Watch the video again.
अपनी माँ की कसम खा के बोलो
He's still coming.
He's giving us the मेरे कसम
I don't lesson.
Don't cry. Excuse me.
यार आगे भाई क्या कर रहा है
But you push his drink, babe.
ओके चलो ना प्लीज आशीष चलो कल मिल मेरे को आशीष विजय कल मेरे को मिल भाई तेरे को बताता हूँ
Skinny, you give us some compliment. I told you, babe. I told you. I told you. Don't fall for it. this shit. I told
Let's say good evening to our panelists as we debate this. It's a dangerous incident that's taken place, viewers. And we need to discuss how can we stop this from happening again. Joining me tonight, Anuja Kapoor, lawyer and activist from Delhi. Kavita Ashok, also an activist, joining us from Delhi. Uday Sahai, former DCP of Delhi Police. And Mr. K.K. Manan, advocate for the Delhi High Court. I'll also have Anila Singh, spokesperson for the BJP, joining us very soon. Now, I've grown up in northern India. I've spent a lot of my time in Delhi, but all of you, my panelists tonight, are from Delhi. And so I want to go across the panel and ask you this question. Does this surprise you? The fact that since 1999, when the Jessica Lal case happened, to even now, this gun culture and VVIP Gunda-gardi still continues. Let me start with Kavita Ashok. Kavita.
After this incident, as a citizen, I'm firstly saying as a citizen, as a lay person, I totally feel so unsafe, not only in the city, but in the country itself. If there's a right of expression, we have a fundamental right to vote, why don't we have, do we actually have the fundamental right to feel safe in our own cities and in our own towns? I want to just, is anybody willing to answer me this question, that how can a citizen, a person feel safe with a situation like incidents like these happening all around us every day of the year? It's become so normal, you know, sometimes it's a VIP's kid, sometimes it's on the road, sometimes it's in the name of politics, religion. So I think totally I feel very, very unsafe, and I'm sure everyone who's watching the show would agree with me today on this.
Yes, absolutely. Anuja Kapoor, what's your view? This could have been, any of us could be coming and going out of that hotel. This could happen anywhere else. Just a few days ago, there was an incident that took place where a judge's family was targeted and there was a shootout in broad daylight. There was another shootout 2 months ago in the national capital. It seems as if gun culture is becoming an, very integral part of our lives, especially in northern India.
And then we all say that the ladies misuse the laws. This is what it is going around. The women are misusing the law. Look at the audacity. Who is misusing the law? It's women. Do you see a woman? It is the man. And the man with power. Look into it very closely. It is the man with the gun. Does he have a license to take out of UP? He's a person from UP. Did anybody ask him that can he take an all India license? How is he coming out? And then apart from that, look at all those hotel people, they're looking, the security, are they security guards? The problem is, some of the hotels are being owned or somewhere on the other, they are being done by the trustees of these, they are in the trustees, these politicians. That's why they're not able to speak.
Yeah.
Now when you put this gun in somebody's mouth and you ask them, look at the victim, she was crying. Look at how she's feeling about it. Where is all victimology? What victim rights we are talking about? What are the NGOs when we talk about all this? And apart from that, this is what happens when you take law and order in your hands. This is what happens when you misuse the law. And this is what happens when an common man is being threatened and a person from jurisdiction or from a territorial state comes and does a crime and go back to it. Now, because they know that there is a jurisdiction problem.
There is a jurisdiction problem.
And look at the police.
There will be a problem between the two different territories and their teams investigating the case. The fact of the matter is they're saying that the border police has now been put on high alert. But it's been now, over 60 hours? This incident took place late Saturday night, early Sunday morning hours. And this is Tuesday night, now we're hitting midnight. And they have no idea where he is. The last they managed to track of his cell phone was when he was apparently headed towards eastern UP. He's no hardened criminal. He's just a VVIP brat whom we cannot catch. Now for our viewers, let me tell you who we are talking about. This man, Mr. Pandey in pink pants, carrying around that gun. His elder brother started as a petty criminal in Sultanpur, but soon graduated into big league when he joined hands with the East UP Don Hari Shankar Tiwari. broke from him in the early 90s. Cops say he's amongst the first UP gangster who pooled his crime of proceeds into legal business. He's also known as this is his family I'm talking about. He's also known as Eastern UP's Ponti Chadda and has liquor vents in almost all subdivision. Allegedly, they have connections into sand mining. This man himself, after trying to become an IAS officer and failing 3 times, then took to family business of real estate in Lucknow. His uncle has such a clout that he won on multiple party tickets. One of those parties is not even a big party in Uttar Pradesh, but his own clout was so strong. His brother is a politician. His father was an MP for the BSP. Can you imagine the kind of clout his family carries in Lucknow and around many parts of Uttar Pradesh? So one has to ask this question. How did he manage to enter that hotel with this gun and then get away with the hotel not even responding? Mr. Uday Sahai, good evening to you. Is there a protocol when such an incident happens that the hotel itself is supposed to make a police complaint? You've seen the video. Should any of those security men at any time acted in a different way than they did?
Definitely, the hotel authorities in this particular case, especially the security in charge, should have reported the incident immediately to the local police, and which is not difficult because you can give a call on 100 and the PCR van comes and immediately followed by the arrival of local police, which was not done, and that's surprising. In fact, that itself leaves a scope for taking action against them, number one. Number two, nobody around also bothered to give a call to 100, which anybody can do very easily. And eventually when it started taking round, thanks to social media and the viral of the video, that the police eventually got up and registered a case. And I'm told that not only they registered a case, after seeing the video, they have added Arms Act to the 354 and also I believe Criminal Intimidation 506 IPC. Put together, all these 3 sections make the case strong and non-bailable, and once the case is registered, he can't run away. He can run away for a night or 2 or so, but he is nailed. Legally he is nailed, and it will not be easy for him to run away. So to that extent, at least, thanks to social media, and police at least has started responding to social media videos, etc. The case has been registered and we are quite hopeful that something comes out of it.
And as you speak, Mr. Sahai, we're running the visuals of some of the other guns that this man has posed with. He loves guns, which is fine. There is no law against not liking guns. He's posted pictures with various kinds of weapons, knives and guns on social media. We're given to understand that this specific gun that he was carrying, he does have a license for it. But I have a problem as a citizen of this country. If he is allowed to carry that gun in a public place, where he is allegedly being partying, where he's perhaps had alcohol, where he is now into a fight with another group, where there are women and children and other citizens going in and out of that hotel, and he is allowed to roam around with that gun. Mr. Manan, can that happen? Does the law allow this?
Well, so far as the licenses, conditions in the licenses are concerned, it could be, local license given for UP, it could be All India license, or he may be carrying a gun without a license. One is not sure what exactly is the case in this case. Unless he is caught and the weapon is recovered, very difficult to ascertain from the video whether the gun that he was carrying was actually a licensed one or not. So that's right. Part one. But while you grant a license to any applicant, you lay down certain conditions, and the major reason that a gun is given to you with license is for self-defense. But brandishing it, flaunting it, power drunk in a public place like this, certainly you have violated. You have violated majorly, and anything could have happened. And I could see that in the video itself, you can see that he's accompanied by 3 ladies who are sitting in the car, and the video has been able to capture at least 3 of them.
Yes.
And he is completely
well, actually, actually,
I believe drunk as well.
There are ladies
And,
on both sides of this group, of this fight, which is broken out between the two right now. The story that we have is a he said, she said version of how the fight started between them. The fight started inside the hotel, viewers. Allegedly, either inside the ladies' washroom or outside it. And then this group of people, the accused, Ashish Pandey, along with his friends, there are 3 women with him, were waiting outside when this couple came out. And then started the fight round 2. 2 of these ladies, as you can see in that video, which is why I played it out multiple times, seem to be egging this man out and also seem to be responding and abusing the other side. And it goes both ways. But my question to KK Manan is, KK Manan, it is a problem. And citizens today on Twitter, on social media, are expressing their concern, saying this is not cool. Somebody of this nature shouldn't be allowed to roam around with a gun in a public place. Now, can we stop that? What do our current laws allow? Mr. KK Manan.
It's very unfortunate. The politicians really become invisible, unstoppable, uncontrollable. Especially, you will find it that the unfortunate incident, I can say, you see that, what can I say about this incident? I can say only shameful is a too mild word to describe this incident. You see, the security people just watching, silent spectator there, that the lady was being abused in a filthy language. He was brandishing the weapon, and the sections which have been invoked in this case are not sufficient sections. If they have invoked 27 of Arms Act, then 307 IPC should have also been invoked in this case. And not only that, you see that the police, especially, they should, their one PCR, if you will find, go to the Hyatt Hotel, used to park outside the hotel itself. Leave it aside. Why the security people have allowed him to run away from that place? Why they have not locked the gates immediately? Why he was not overpowered by the security people? What I have seen, the security people and few other people who were there deputed to check at the entrance, they were checking everybody at the entrance. This is their job. The job is to secure the people, safety of the people, not to become a just silent spectator there. Incident was taken. It was not a first incident, ma'am.
Yes.
I have seen 2-3 incidents in this hotel earlier also. Security is totally incompetent in this hotel. And not only that, you see the language of the man being used in front of the ladies. Section 509 IPC, 5506 IPC can also be invoked in this case. Not only this, these politicians, one another incident, unfortunately, it is not being published today. It is another politician in Telangana today. A lady doctor was brutally being beaten by one politician in Telangana today.
Right.
That these politicians are now uncontrollable. And not only this, what is the job of the police in Delhi? It is, I think, showdown in between two governments, and people are being grinded in between center and the state government.
So that's the question.
The police.
VVIP brats, Mr. Manan, VVIP brats are one of the biggest threats to our country. Now, we may sit and talk about all other kinds of criminals, which obviously everybody is aware of the danger. But these people who have the political connections, who have the backing this way or that way, who often get shielded, who have the money, who have the weapons, what do we do about them? That is the question I'm going to ask Anila Singh in just a bit. But I believe we've got some breaking news coming in. Let's bring you the latest information on this case. Well, news coming in right now that the Delhi police has issued summons to this five-star hotel where the incident took place. Hyatt Regency Hotel in the national capital has been sent a notice. Now, the Delhi police wants to know why was there a delay from their end in filing a complaint, in informing the police about this specific incident. So they will now have to give that explanation to the Delhi police. I'm going to read out to you the statement that Hyatt issued earlier in the morning, which said at Hyatt Regency Delhi and hotels and resorts across the world, the safety and security of our guests is our primary concern. To that end, we employ a wide range of physical security measures and security protocols customized to the needs and environment in which each hotel is operating. We take the incident that has occurred seriously and have been working with the local police authorities on the same. Now, I don't know what this means because frankly, they need to tell us how is it that this man had a gun in his car and that car managed to drive right up to the porch. And how is it that when he was walking around brandishing that gun, threatening the other couple, allegedly to shoot them, that the security staff didn't know what to do, where they're just trying to calm him down. Nothing happened after that. He was allowed to go. His friends are now out of the country. He is missing, and that's that. Anila Singh, what do we do about this prevalent gun culture and VVIP brat mindset that prevails in our country even now?
Yes, Tanvi, it is really unfortunate when we come across such incidents. And what to say, not only a segment of younger generation from the political background, but from the different backgrounds as well, they get very trigger friendly at times because of the money power and many at times because of their families' power. It could be political or otherwise. It could be bureaucratic or any power from which they belong to. But indeed, I mean, this is sad and sad to see that the girls who were with him, they were chuckling, laughing, supporting, and I mean, this is indeed a very, it's a very sad state to see. I mean, where the young generation is going, and the people like Ashish Pandey, who come from a political background as well, but we very well know that what type of strong family background he has. If you talk about from the business point of view, they are into the business which no ordinary businessman can indulge into, whether it is mining or arms or liquor. So definitely this person, this young man, Ashish Pandey, he was not only under the influence of the alcohol, but totally under the influence of the money and the muscle power. When we talk about the muscle power, yes, because his family is so very well connected and so very well placed in BSP, and they are leaders and public representatives from BSP, a political party whose supremo keeps on claiming, I am the leader of Dalits, and like nobody can imagine a political party who claims to be the political party of the Dalits or
right.
of have-nots, have such leaders. So definitely,
when will the police of Delhi and Uttar Pradesh find him?
Explanation.
His family with BSP
got so much of
connection,
money, so many guns,
is his family with BSP connection so powerful that the Uttar Pradesh police under Mr. Yogi Adityanath and the Delhi police under the Home Ministry are not able to catch him? When will you catch him?
Police, Tanvi, police of both the states are on their job. We very well know that in Uttar Pradesh, police is doing an investigation and they are thoroughly doing the combing job, and they are searching for this boy. And I am pretty sure that very soon he will be behind the bars. He has to face the heat of it, and exemplary punishment should be given to him, and I'm pretty sure which will be given to him, so that all the youngsters, whether from the political background or not from the political background, if they think that they are going to behave in this way and that they will get away because they are the children of somebody so-called VVIP, then definitely it is not going to be taken in.
Well, we will wait and watch, because it has now been over 60 hours or almost 72 hours since this incident has taken place, and apparently we can't find this one man. Obviously his female friends who were with him, egging him on, part of this entire thing, have already escaped to Dubai and London. So that's that as far as those women and those witnesses are concerned. The other friend, viewers, Sahil, the only one who's actually trying to stop him, not even the security staff, the one who comes running there and tries to stop him, he has given a statement to the police now, and he says that they had come in 2 different cars to a party here in Hyatt, that this man was angry, that he was abusing everybody, that when Sahil was driving out, he saw this Ashish Pandey brandish his gun and he came to stop them. This is exactly what the victim or the man who is actually facing this gun has also told our reporter. And we're going to get that reporter for you in just a bit to tell you what Gaurav has told her. Because he says that I was being threatened, that I will shoot you right now. Now remember, in that sequence he says, "Main Lucknow se hu." And then he gets out of the car abusing and goes down. So my point here is, Kavita Ashok, that as a common citizen, this is extremely concerning and scary. Now, how do we know where to go with our families, with our children? Even if it is for a simple meal out, it could turn into a horror where you get stuck between such a fight.
Absolutely, Tanvi. What I am really scared about is the way our society is moving now presently. It's going to be not very far away that we'd be scared to step out of our own homes. I think the only place which you feel safe in the next few years would be your own little chat, under your own roof. And as you're just saying, like, even if people like to boycott this particular hotel, but that's not the solution, because we are unsafe even in the marketplace, in school. This shooting thing is happening in schools, in colleges. Shootouts are happening everywhere, in Gurgaon, in Delhi, NCR, everywhere, even in so many cities in India. So I totally feel that we feel unsafe everywhere. Even if I'm saying I'm feeling safe in my home, who knows that in the next 2 years, 4 years, 6 years down the line, one would not even feel safe in their own little homes. So this is becoming a very, very crucial kind of a challenge for everyone, every citizen of India, every activist, everyone who's working for the betterment and who lives here, that how safe do we feel in our own cities. I think today, on behalf of everyone, who's watching the show, I'd like to say, do something. The government should do something.
So,
let there be stricter rules.
Yes.
Let there be proper security.
What do you think? Should there be stricter rules?
Yeah,
should there be stricter rules in issuing guns? Or should we have a complete ban on issuing guns? Why should citizens be owning guns? You have the police, you have the army, you have so many other forms of security forces in our country. Do we need guns? Do we want to turn into another United States where there is a shootout in school, outside a mall, inside the hospital, inside the church? Why do we want to go down that road?
Absolutely.
Yes, in fact, here is what even Harbhajan Singh has said.
I basically was just suggesting this.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just saying that as we just were talking about schools, colleges, malls, concerts, there have been shootout in concerts in the US. This trend is trailing into here. It's not only political people, angry, aggressive people on the roads. You can see road rage. Everybody's getting so aggressive. So as a society, moving into a very, very big psychological disorder, I think,
Yes.
Somebody has the nasha of the power, somebody has muscle power, somebody has money, somebody is angry, somebody is frustrated. So I don't know whom to talk, where to go. I mean, as a family person, I totally feel ki, you know, like what I say, ki kisse baat kare and kahan jaएं. So somebody has to answer. Maybe the government can do stricter rules for, you know, giving away the arms to people, even on licenses. I don't think we need arms. Yeah, why do we need arms?
Why do we need arms?
As
In
you
fact,
just said, we have
I'm
so much
asking that
security,
question.
We have police, we have so many.
Yes, Ms. Ashok, I'm going to ask that question to our viewers tonight. Pick up the phone line and call us and tell us what you think. Do you think we need stricter gun control, or do you think we need a ban on weapons when it comes to the common man? Why should we be owning guns at all? Do we want more of such instances to take place? I'm actually going to read out what Harbhajan Singh, a cricketer, tweeted today saying, where is the metal detector and the hotel security to check if anyone is carrying a gun? Is it safe to go to any places with family weapons? This is a big concern. Hashtag ban weapons at Defence Minister India. Think about it and tell me if you agree with this idea. Meanwhile, let me get you another angle. Now, our reporter Sharon spoke with the guy who's at the receiving end of all these threats and abusing and the gun brandishing, Gaurav. His father is also a former 3-time MLA, Kuwar Karan Singh. Sharon spoke with Gaurav, who's very shaken right now and very scared right now. He didn't want us to play out his recording, so we're not going to do that. But Sharon, what did he tell you? What happened?
Well, Gaurav, Tanvi is clearly very shocked with what happened that particular night. I also asked him about his female friend who also went through the trauma. He's saying that both of them are in fact still scared, and the family of Gaurav is in fact very scared. They are saying that they're not going to approach the police with an official complaint, but they have in fact given a written statement. They have provided their version of what exactly happened that night, and they want the culprit, Ashish Pandey, to be in fact brought to book. But clearly the family is under scare, and they are saying that they don't want to get more involved in it because Gaurav has a kid and he says that he doesn't want to get involved into all this. So clearly a shaken family, and they don't want anyone to go through their privacy right now, Tanvi.
All right, Sharon, thanks so much for bringing us that version. You spoke with him because he was so uncomfortable and he was thinking about his own family. We are not playing out the audio clip. We just wanted our viewers to know what he told us in brief, and we've just put out those excerpts that Sharon was telling us. Let me go back to our panelists right now, and I will ask this question to Mr. Udesai. Mr. Udesai, what are the rules? I know you touched upon them briefly, but again, for our viewers to know, how easy or difficult is it in our country to get a gun license, and do the rules vary if you are a VVIP?
Well, even if you are a VVIP or a VIP, it is not so easy to get a gun in this country, because you have to obtain a license. For obtaining a license, there are so many conditions that you have to pass, and your character, your antecedent, your criminal record, all this is checked. Invariably, you will find that in the remote areas, in the rural areas, or in the outskirt India, there is a little permissive culture of giving gun, because state is not present, and perhaps police will take days together to reach. So there the requirement of gun is different. But in a place like Delhi, in a place like Lucknow, where every 10 seconds you can have policeman either in uniform or some security guard, or places like this, there is no requirement of such. In fact, I am an IPS officer, and you will be surprised I don't have a gun. Yes. And never I have felt a need to have a gun, because this is more than a functional requirement. It has become a status requirement, and most of the people who apply for gun, they want to get a kick out of it, that I am a gun holder, but actually they don't require it functionally, and therefore getting a gun is difficult. But people know how to beat the system, people know how to have their way through, people know how to bribe, etc., and they manage to get a gun. Some of them, of course, from the armed forces, from the police forces, some people do keep a gun and they know what are the responsibilities involved, etc. But in general, the rich and the powerful, people who have ill-gotten wealth, people who have, they have never cared to put in hard effort to earn money, etc. When they get money, their attitude to these things are different. They come as a kind of
no, so for example, Mr. Sai, if I have a gun, do I have territorial restrictions on it? If I buy it in some village or in some city in one part of the country, can I roam across the country carrying that gun and to all public places?
Well, there is an all India license, there is a state jurisdiction license. So it depends what category you have applied.
Right.
For getting an all India license, it becomes a little more difficult because the checks are more rigorous. But in case of a local requirement, I mean, the people who are into security business, they apply for gun. The people who are guards, they apply for gun. The people who are doing their duty in the banks, etc.
Yeah,
they apply for gun.
The ones who are in the security business here, which is the part of the security staff of the hotel, doesn't seem to be brandishing a gun. It's somebody who's come there to party with his women friends and he's come all the way from Lucknow to Delhi just for that. And he's the one who's carrying a gun, I don't know for what reason, unless he's made so many enemies in his own real estate business or his family's liquor / other businesses in Uttar Pradesh.
And that's how...
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but I believe we've got some more breaking news coming in.
That's how they should be named and shamed. And
well, there has been another incident of a shootout. This time it's happened in Gurgaon, where some goons tried to loot a sweet shop in Sector 46. Kangana is on the phone line. Kangana, was there firing that took place during this attempt to rob the shop?
Well, yes, there was a firing that took place. 3 suspects who have not been identified yet. They entered the Om Sweet shop in Sector 46, Gurugram, and they tried to actually steal the cash from the cash counter because, as you know, it's a heavy season, it's a festival season during Navratras. These such shops make a lot of money. They do a lot of business. So the 3 suspects, one who had covered his face, and 2 who had not covered. Both of them had not covered their face. 3 of them entered the Om Sweet shop and tried to steal the money from the cash counter. Gurgaon police has taken a suo motu cognizance, has filed an FIR under various sections, and have also put out a notice saying that whoever finds identifying these 3 suspects should be rewarded approximately 5 lakh rupees. So this is what we are getting an initial investigation.
So now some people went to a sweet shop and they had guns and then they opened fire in Gurgaon just a short while ago. This is what has happened. Kangna, thanks so much for bringing us this story as we debate the VVIP brat culture and the gun culture that still exists in our country. And I'll go back to Anila Singh at this point. Anila Singh, perhaps it is time for your government and your party to look into it. How easy it has become for people to roam around on the streets of our cities with guns.
Tanvi, Mr. Sahai very rightly said that it has become a fashion or a status symbol when somebody requests for the, or I can say somebody applies for the gun license, and the maximum recommendation from the public representatives come for the license for the people living in their constituency to the district magistrates. So definitely it is more of a status symbol. And indeed, like if I talk about Uttar Pradesh, lately Chief Minister has laid down new eligibility criteria who can have a license, who can hold a license. So I think all states, they really need to go through their eligibility criteria again, because definitely such type of trigger happy culture in our country, it doesn't gives us a very good taste. It is scary, it is appalling. I cannot deny that, because even I have a family. I have boys and girls in my family. Even they like to go out and party, and at times they party late at night.
Yeah.
And if such thing happens, definitely as a mother also, I can be worried.
Yes.
I think, I mean, even the parents, society, and the government and other administrative powers, they should all come together and they should name and shame such people who take undue advantage of the facilities given to them.
No, so the fact of the matter is, who's going to do that? Who's going to cut through this VVIP culture? Who's going to stop giving protection to these VVIP brats, whether they are they have connections in the BSP or in the Congress party or in the Samajwadi party or even in the BJP? And Anuja wanted to make a point, and then I'll come across to you, Kavita Ashok. Anuja Kapoor first. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so what you say around this, we can also look into the fact that, you know, the women around should also be, they have to be accomplice to this crime. So they can also be a part of this when this guy is apprehended. Now, when we talk about apprehending of this the goon, the problem is he is waiting for his anticipatory bail. Definitely, we are looking into cognizable offence. So that is why he is waiting for his anticipatory bail too. So do you think this is all his? He's just off the air? No, he's not. So he's definitely taking up the legal advices.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He's staying
Well
off
said,
the radar.
Anuja. Because
So
we've
when
seen
we
it
look
far
into
too
all of
often
this,
now,
and
and the
they know
people
that
of this country also know this. This is what happens every time. 24 hours, 48 hours, first 2-3 days are given to these VVIP accused so that they can get, their anticipatory bail. They can get their stories in place. They can hide the weapon, kill the evidence, and all of that. Kavita wanted to come in just before I wrap up. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I just want to say that Anila Singh just was talking about how she was feeling as a parent. But we want to ask her a question as a BJP spokesperson, that whoever can make the first and the best and the strongest move now in cases like these is the present government itself. It's citizens like me, you and everyone else is only going to be we are on the suffering end. So the action has to come strongly from the government. So I totally feel that they should be the one answering this question. What is the fundamental right? How can we feel safe in our own cities?
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Unfortunately, I have run out of time here. I have run out of time here. 15 seconds to Anila Singh. Yes.
Absolutely. I just want to respond to that. Like, where bullet doesn't seize whether a person is from a political background or from some other background, madam. So we need to inculcate in ourselves that we really have to be a responsible citizen.
Anila saying, while we inculcate better values into our children, Anila saying, while we inculcate better values into our children, we can also inculcate some fear of the law and law of the land in our country, that no matter who you are, whether you are a neta son, whether you are a neta yourself, you change that. I am running out of time, and you should have probably started your answer with that, because that is what is important right now. If the government believes that they can break down this VVIP mindset, then they must begin by showing us some action right now, not 3 days later. Arrest this man now and ensure that justice is done. But I'll tell you what, they will give him the time he needs to cover up his tracks, to figure out his legal strategy, because that's what happens. And no political party wants to break this norm, because another day it could be somebody from the BJP. Today it's a man linked to the BSP, tomorrow it could be from the Congress party, from the BJP. So let's not really get into it, because it's comfortable for all of us. But keep this in mind, viewers. We could have been a part of this, getting stuck in between this fight. What if that man had managed to fire that gun? What if we had another Jessica Lal murder case in our hands? When will this culture change from 1999 to 2018? Time and again, this has happened. Unfortunately, the authorities refuse to wake up to the reality. Perhaps it is time for stricter gun control in our country. Thank you for joining us.